Hey, thanks for being part of our team of mentors on Connect groups. We really appreciate your input and your wisdom because you're seeing things every week that work or maybe don't work so great. And I would love to know what's working or not working in your group. So let your coach know if there's an activity this week that goes really well or one that totally flops, because either way, I need to know, and I'm not always there, right? Sometimes I'm over in early childhood or helping people check in. So please give us feedback. You have wonderful thoughts and insights for us to hear from. Let's take a look at this week's Bible adventure. All right, this week on March 30th, we'll be going through some of the same stuff that we do. We'll have recreation time at the beginning, but our Bible story, introduced by a character who's trying to stand up to some peer pressure to cheat, is actually going to be about Joshua and Caleb. So our super truth is, I will live by faith and not by sight. And this is all about when Moses sends the spies into the promised land, but only Joshua and Caleb believe God's promise. All right, and so the verse for the day, the Lord is with us. Don't be afraid of them. Numbers 14:9, that's all from when the people of Israel were faced with that decision to go into the land, or be cowards and not choose to trust God's provision and protection, right? And so Joshua and Caleb, they're the features of our story today. And so that message will have a lot about faith, about God's promises, about trusting Him. So those are the themes you'll see in the activities. So let me go over those for you real quick. So in the teaching activity, we're going to have kids facing a banner of faith. I'm sorry, not faith, fear and doubt. So we'll have paper towels that are kind of making a banner because they haven't been ripped yet, but they'll have the words doubt and fear. Basically, you'll do a little reenactment of facing the possibility of losing in battle in the promised land or charging forward in faith. And so 2 kids will be Joshua and Caleb, and 2 kids will be the other spies who don't want to face the scary prospect of doing what God's told them to do. So that's the first teaching reenactment segment. The second one is a craft where the kids will be making these promise pouches. And this one actually goes along with the first teaching. So they'll have these little hearts that they can put into this. It's kind of like a piggy bank, a promise pouch. Each of the hearts have a promise of God on them, and you're talking about the same concept. Hey, do you believe what God said? Do you think that's actually true? So that's a craft activity that you can do separate or in conjunction with the first activity. The next activity is a game. It's a team scavenger hunt. So just like the spies were looking for things when they went to the promised land, your kids are going to try to find in groups different things. So the cards might say something like find a metallic object, or find something round, or find something purple. And then as a group, they have to find something either on themselves or in the room, and they've got to do it secretly and quietly so the other team doesn't know what they've got. All right, that's the fun game. For the verse this week, it's pretty short. I challenge you to come up with a verse activity that would help your kids learn how to do the memory verse, how to put that in their hearts. There is a verse activity that's in the curriculum. It's okay. It's not amazing. You could come up with something better. So that's your challenge. It's a short verse. Come up with a fun activity for the Bible verse. For prayer time, we're going to be doing a little intercession. So praying for other people who might be facing doubt and fear in their lives. So there's a lot of people who are facing things that are scary, and we can pray for them, right? And so if they can't think of an example, or you can't think of an example, pray for people in Ukraine, right? They're facing some very scary times. Where am I going to get food? Where am I going to get water? Can I even leave my building? Let's pray for them. We can intercede for others this week. The next game is a soccer ball game where you're going to be passing the ball to everybody on your team. You have 2 lines facing each other. For this, you might actually get to go outside. I would love to. If there's decent enough weather, we can go outside and just kick the ball back and forth. This kind of goes along with Chris and Joy's adventure, where they're actually part of a soccer team, but there's a way to weave it in. You'll see it. The final activity is another spy activity where the kids will be drawing a map of the church, kind of like a blueprint, a floor map, if you will. You can designate whatever boundaries you want, but basically the kids are going to be spies, and so they'll go out in groups of maybe 3 kids at a time, and you'll have a leader with you, obviously, but they'll be mapping out the land just like the 12 spies did. So it's kind of fun. They've got a little treasure map, and they can create the map of the first floor of the sanctuary, or however you want to do it. Just have to keep them quiet, because spies are quiet, and we don't interrupt the other Connect groups. All right, so that's what we're doing this week. It's fun as well. Remember that you can look this on Planning Center Services online or on your app. And that's another way to get a hold of all the details on what we're doing this week. Don't forget to RSVP and tell us that yes, you are coming, so we can plan for appropriate numbers. Thanks a lot. Bye.